What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. Welcome back to the channel. This is another edition of What's on Pappy's Bench. I'm going to start doing this just about weekly now. What I'll be doing is, of course, showing you some of my older builds that I have done over the years. And I tell you what, this one right here is an old one. This is probably one of the first ones that I probably ever debuted on my channel. But also what we're going to be doing, if you watched the first video from last weekend, I'll also be showing shot cards and everything that I get from folks out there in the YouTube modeling community. I tell you what, the shot card tradition has really taken on. I can't even remember who was the first one. If my memory serves correct, I think, and I'll show you some of the older cards that I've got as we go on. But I think it was Funky Blues Garage, if I remember correctly. I hadn't got his card out today, but as we go on, I'll go back through and traverse through the history of the shop cards, how they got started and everything, as well as covering some of my older builds that before and after once I got onto into the YouTube modeling community. Anyhow, let's start this off. Let's set this right here, and the first one off. Old Jim up there at the glue factory. Man, I tell you what, old Jim has put. I love watching his intro. Always have. It's just an intriguing little intro to each one of his episodes that he puts into his builds or whatever he's doing on the bench. But if y'all aren't subscribed to him, get subscribed to Jim up there at the glue factory. Just one of the awesome content creators for the YouTube modeling community. Let's set this one over to the side and let's pull out another one. This gentleman right here, I tell you what, he and I go back a long way. And if you're not subscribed to Mr. Rick Zink over at Skeletal Remains, get subscribed to him. I tell you what, Rick and I we've known each other for a long time. He's probably one of the first subscribers to my channel, and I really appreciate him. And we have fun when Rick comes. We meet up at shows and stuff. Or either on the hangouts or what have you. We have a great time together. But he's an awesome builder, just an awesome person altogether. I've always loved his shop cards. If many of you that follow my channel, as well as if you follow Rick's, the skeletons there, when he meets you at a show, he's going to hand you a skeleton. As far as one of these right here, and that's how Skelly got my shop mascot. That's one of his handouts from his shop. So I tell you, but he's Rick, I appreciate your support all these years, and I tell you what, we're looking forward to a lot more shows. But get subscribed to Rick over at Skeletal Remains. Awesome YouTube content creator as well. This one right here, we're going to wrap up with this one today, and then we'll get over to this build of mine. He don't have a shot card. He had a pamphlet. My good buddy Aries Styrene, Mr. Andrew over there. Man, I tell you, Andrew, and he's another. The first hangout that I ever got into, Andrew was in the chat. He was either in the chat or he was actually on live, and I got in. That was the first live I ever done. I can't remember whose it was, but Andrew knew me instantly. And Andrew he's got just the pamphlet that he's got. It's got some of his beautiful builds. Oh my God, look at that old goat down there. Just that one. I can't. He's a diversified builder as far as with what he builds. There's some more of his work right there, but if you look at this Honda up here and this Toyota, but he's very passionate about armor. So and I'm gonna stand this up right here, but just awesome builder. I mean, I can't man, Andrew, awesome job on all that stuff. But I really appreciate the pamphlet that I've got right here, and I've hung on to it for many years. But get subscribed to all three of these gentlemen right here, and we will. In the bottom, in the link down here, I'll post a link to each one of their channels. Let's set this out of the way, and let's get cracking on this old this used to be the plow truck kit. This was one of my first lowriders that I ever built, where I adapted just different wheels. I went out of my comfort zone on this thing. This is actually the 4-wheel drive plow truck kit. And what I wanted to do, I went to a show in Cleveland, Tennessee, probably one of the first shows I ever ventured out to. And I seen a build there that I had that was showed at the Cleveland, the Ocoee Whitewater show. That had been, it was actually the truck that I patterned this one from was in Scale Auto magazine. And I was just like, wow, man, I want to duplicate that, but I want to do it in gloss black, or do it in a black lacquer finish. So I just examined that truck. I talked to the builder of the truck, and he had painted his orange. But that was just inspiration enough for me to start doing just crazy stuff on builds right here. As you can tell, this is kind of where I got the idea for doing as far as the wooden beds in the back of the trucks. I also, if you look in there, I had to raise that bed pretty high, and I had to make different wheel tubs to go in there. So that was a feat. That was another something that was really out. It was out of my wheelhouse. I had never did anything like that. I also did some of my first framework. Let's see if I can get this hood to come off. There we go. But some of the first engine details that I had ever done right there, as far as plumbing, wiring, even I bought a set of aluminum valve covers from I think it's Sweet Scale Detail. Put them on there. I even plumbed up the master cylinder right there. So that was just that was outside my comfort zone. But really, it was just awesome. I just really had an awesome time doing this build. Let's look up under it, and I'll show you what all I did. Look down. You can see on the mirror. This was some of the early ideas I got of, and if I remember correctly, this is, if you'll look back, look up under there, those are the first aluminum, or actually solder headers that I made, and that goes back a long way. So I started doing those just really early in my YouTube, even before I went into YouTube. So, but I just made a frame. That's the original frame from the kit. But I took A-arms. I took what else? I just took styrene. I had to take the evergreen styrene and do a C-notch back there in the back to get that frame to where it would fit those big old tires. The tires and wheels came off of a Maisto die cast, and I was doing that a lot when I started building, just taking wheels from those. That was before I found out about Pegasus and things like that. So flocked the interior as far as the floorboard, seat belts on the inside. Just, man, I just went crazy with this. But really, this was a fun build for me, and it was something outside my wheelhouse. But there she is. This is what I used to call my original shop truck, and that's where we'll stop it at right there. That's what I call the money shot. Anyhow, hope y'all enjoyed this edition of What's on Pappy's Bench. Be looking for this weekly, every Saturday. I'll be doing this, doing an episode of one of my current old builds as well as debuting shop cards and people that's been so gracious enough to send them to me. Remember, folks, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.